Hello friends, I am Professor Smita Jha from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. And as you know that we are discussing research methodology, which is very important for pursuing a meaningful and relevant research. Well, today's topic is types of research, and let us see what are the dimensions of research approaches. Research is the process of studying a subject in detail to discover new information or understand it better. This can be anything from studying plants or animals to learning how people think and behave to finding new ways to cure diseases. So, people do research by asking questions, collecting information, and then looking at that information to find answers or learn new things. That is why research should be significant and relevant. When choosing a research approach, understanding the different types of research design is very crucial. Types of research design can be categorized as quantitative, qualitative, or mixed also others. Quantitative types of research design rely on numbers and statistics, while qualitative types of research design focus on the in-depth exploration of experience and meanings. Now, I'm going to tell you some concise breakdown of different research types or types of research in research methodology categorized by their approach and purpose. Now, if we talk in terms of approach, then quantitative research is one of the important approaches, relies on numbers and statistics to analyze and understand a phenomenon, that is surveys, experiments, content analysis, common in social sciences, business research, and types of marketing research. Then comes qualitative research. It is types of qualitative research explore the why and how behind experiences, focusing on meanings and perspectives, that is interviews, focus groups, ethnography, used extensively in different types of social research and types of marketing research to understand customer motivation. If we talk about different approaches, then there are other types also, and the first I would like to utter: basic research aims to expand knowledge and develop new theories without a specific practical application in mind, that is understanding human behavior. Further comes then applied research, seeks to solve real world problems and inform practical decisions, that is developing a new marketing campaign or improving business processes. Now, if we talk of methodology in research, it's very important because it decides the direction and the approach. So it is defined as the systematic method to resolve a research problem through data gathering using various techniques, providing an interpretation of data gathered and drawing conclusions about the research data. Essentially, a research methodology is the blueprint of a research or a study. As such, the methodology in research proposal is of utmost importance. So we should know methodology versus methods, because the researcher tend to confuse that methodology and methods, they are the same. The confusion between methodology and methods in research is a common occurrence, especially with the terms sometimes being used interchangeably. Methods and methodology in the context of research refer to two related but different things. Method is the technique used in gathering evidence. Methodology, on the other hand, is the underlying theory and analysis of how a research does or should proceed. Similarly, methodology as a set of principles and ideas that inform the design of a research study. Meanwhile, methods are practical procedures used to generate and analyze data. As a type of research, then comes social research. The different types of social research investigates social issues, trends, and human behavior. That is, studying poverty, education, or social media use. Can be quantitative, qualitative, or combination both. That is the mixed approach. Marketing research gathers data to understand customer behavior and market trends to inform marketing strategies, product development, and sales effort. Often uses surveys, focus groups, and market analysis tools. And I have already highlighted business research that analyzes various aspects of business to improve operations, make a strategic decision, and gain a competitive advantage. Encompasses types of market research, financial research, customer satisfaction research, and more. So market research is like detective work for businesses. It uses surveys, interviews, and more to understand what customers want and how competitors act. Market helps businesses make smart choices about their products, marketing, and pricing. Also, sometimes called qualitative and quantitative, positivistic and phenomenological approaches, play a significant role in determining researchers' data gathering process, especially the methods researchers are going to use in their research. It is also worth nothing that when it comes to primary versus secondary research methods, there are significant differences that a research needs to consider. Remember, different types of research methods chosen depends on the research question and goals. Researchers may also combine different methodologies for a more comprehensive understanding. Research methodology plays a crucial role in the academic and professional field, providing a structured processes to gather, analyze, interpret data. This methodology is foundational for developing accurate, reliable, and valid conclusions, especially in a diverse country like India, where multiple disciplines and industries apply it rigorously. As we explore the various facets of research methodology, we will delve into its definitions, types, processes, objectives, and scopes. So, what is basic research or pure research? This type aims to expand our general knowledge, base without necessarily having a specific practical application in mind. It focuses on understanding fundamental principles and how things relate to each other. Applied research, which I also discussed earlier, it's a kind of approach takes existing knowledge and uses it to address practical problems. Its goal is to develop new products, processes, or technologies that can be directly implemented for a specific purpose. Correlational research, well, this method investigates the relationships between variables, but it does not manipulate them to establish cause and effect. It helps to identify potential links between variables, but can't definitively prove one causes the other. Descriptive research describes the characteristic of a population or phenomenon. It provides a snapshot of a situation at a particular point in time, offering a clear picture of what is being studied. Ethnographic research involves immersing yourself in a specific culture or group to study them from within. Researchers observe, interview, and participate in the activities of the group to gain a deeper understanding of their way of life. Experimental research, controlled approach, test cause and effect relationship by manipulating one variable and observing its impact on another. It aims to isolate variables to determine if changes in one directly cause changes in the other. Exploratory research used to gain a better understanding of a new or unfamiliar topic. It helps define research questions and develop hypotheses for further, more in-depth studies. Grounded theory research kind of approach develop theories based on the data collected during the research process itself. It's an inductive approach where themes and concepts emerged from the data rather than being imposed beforehand. Historical research examines past events to gain insight into the present. Researchers use historical documents, artifacts, and records to reconstruct and understand the past. Phenomenological research focuses on studying people's experiences from their own perspective. It aims to understand how people make sense of the world around them and how their experiences shape their understanding. Action research improves a situation or solve a problem within a specific context. Researchers collaborate with practitioners in the field to implement changes and evaluate their effectiveness. Observational research collects data by observing people or phenomena without manipulating them. Observations can be overt. Participants know they are being observed, or covert. Participants are unaware they are being observed. Case study research. This approach takes an in-depth look at a specific person, group, or event. It provides a detailed understanding of the particular case being studied. Qualitative research is an essential approach in various academic disciplines and professional fields, as it seeks to understand and interpret the meanings, experiences, and social realities of people in their natural settings. This type of research employs an array of qualitative methods to gather and analyze non-numerical data such as words, images, behaviors, and aims to generate in-depth and contextualized insights into the phenomena under study. So, what are the basics of qualitative research? Qualitative research is designed in address research questions that focus on understanding the why and how of human behavior, experience, and interactions, rather than just the what or how many that quantitative methods typically seek to answer. The main purpose of qualitative research is to gain a rich and nuanced understanding of people's perspectives, emotions, beliefs, and motivations in relation to specific issues, situations, or phenomena. So, characteristics of qualitative research show several key characteristics distinguish qualitative research from other type of research such as quantitative research. Now, first is naturalistic settings. Qualitative researchers collect data in the real world settings where the phenomena of interest occur rather than in controlled laboratory environments. This allows researchers to observe and understand the participants' behavior, experience, and social interaction in their natural context. Qualitative research involves collecting and analyzing written or spoken words and textual data. It may also focus on body language or visual elements and help to create a detailed description of a researcher's observation. Researchers usually gather qualitative data through interviews, observation, and focus groups using a few carefully chosen participants. Inductive approach. Unlike quantitative research, which often follows a deductive approach, qualitative research begins with the collective of data and then seeks to develop theories, concepts, or themes that emerge from the data. This inductive approach enables researchers to stay open to new insights and unexpected findings. Then we can talk about holistic perspective. Qualitative research aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of the phenomena under study by considering multiple dimensions such as the social, cultural, historical, and psychological aspects that shape people's experiences and behavior. Then comes subjectivity and interpretation. Epistemology plays a key role in qualitative research. Researchers are encouraged to reflect on their biases, assumptions, and values, and to consider how these may influence their data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Then we can also add to it flexibility. Qualitative research methods are often flexible and adaptable, allowing researchers to refine their research questions, sampling strategies, or data collection techniques as new insight and perspective emerge during the research process. Now, what are the key principles of qualitative research? We should know about it. So, qualitative research is guided by several fundamental principles that shape its approach, methods, and analysis. First, empathy and reflexivity. Qualitative researchers strive to empathize with the participants and to understand their perspectives, experiences, and emotions from their viewpoint. This measures researchers to the attentive, open minded, and sensitive to the participants' verbal and non-verbal cues. At the same time, qualitative researchers critically reflect on their participants' perspective, experiences, and emotions to develop their findings and conclusions. Instead of talking at face value, in addition, it is important for the researcher to reflect on how their own role and viewpoint may be shaping the research. Trustworthiness is yet another important quality of this qualitative research. Establishing trustworthiness in qualitative research involves demonstrating credibility, transferability, dependability, and conformability. Researcher can enhance trustworthiness by using various strategies such as triangulation, member checking, peer debriefing, and reflexivity. Iterative analysis, qualitative data analysis, is an ongoing and iterative process in which researchers continually review, compare, and revise their interpretations as they collect and analyze more data. This iterative process allows researchers to refine their understanding of the phenomena and to develop more robust and nuanced theories, concepts, and themes. Rich description, providing detailed, vivid, and context sensitive descriptions of the data, is essential in qualitative research. Rich descriptions help convey the complexity and nuances of the phenomena under study and enable readers to assess the relevance and transferability of the findings to other settings or population. What are the common types of qualitative research? Qualitative research is an umbrella term for various methodologies that focus on understanding and interpreting human experiences, behaviors, and social phenomena within their context. These approaches seek to gather in-depth, rich data through the analysis of language, actions, and expressions. 5 common types of qualitative research are narrative research, phenomenology, grounded theory, ethnography, and case study. If we talk about narrative research, this approach focuses on the stories and experiences of individuals, aiming to understand their lives and personal perspectives. Researchers can collect data through interviews, letters, diaries, or autobiographies and analyze these narratives to identify recurring theme, pattern, and meanings. Narrative research can be valuable for exploring individual identities, cultural beliefs, and historical events. If we talk of phenomenology, it seeks to understand the essence of a particular phenomenon by analyzing the experiences and perception of individuals who have gone through that phenomenon. Researchers can explore participants' thoughts, feelings, and experiences through in-depth interviews, observations, or written materials. The goal is to describe the commonalities and variations in these experiences, ultimately revealing the underlying structures and meaning of the phenomenon under study. Then we come to grounded theory another important approach. This inductive research method aims to generate new theories by systematically collecting and analyzing data or resources. Researchers begin with an open ended research question and gather data through observations, interviews, and document analysis. They then use a process of coding and constant comparison to identify patterns, categories, and relationships in the data. This iterative process continues until a comprehensive grounded theory emerges that is based in the recollected data and explain the topic of interest. Ethnography, which I discussed as a part of method also, it is a kind of ethnographic research, involves the in-depth study of a specific cultural or social group, focusing on understanding its members' behavior, beliefs, and interactions. Researchers immerse themselves in the group's environment, often for extended periods, to observe and participate in daily activities. They can collect data through field notes, interviews, and document analysis, aiming to provide a holistic and nuanced understanding of the group's cultural practices and social dynamic. Then comes case study. So, a case study is an in depth examination of a specific instance, event, organization, or individual within its real life context. Researchers use multiple sources of data, such as interview, observations, documents, and artifacts, to build a rich, detailed understanding of the case. Case study research can be used to explore complex phenomena, generate new hypotheses, or evaluate the effectiveness of intervention or policies. So, what are the purpose of qualitative researches? Qualitative research presents outcomes that emerge from the process of collecting and analyzing qualitative data or resources. These outcomes often involve generating new theories, developing or challenging existing theories, and proposing practical implications based on actionable insights. The products of qualitative research contribute to a deeper understanding of human experiences, social phenomena, and cultural context. Qualitative research can also be powerful complement to quantitative research. Generating new theory. One of the primary goals of qualitative research is to develop new theories or conceptual frameworks that help to explain previously unexplored or poorly understood phenomena. By conducting in-depth investigations and analyzing rich data, researchers can identify patterns, relationships, and underlying structures that form the basis of novel theoretical insight. Developing or challenging existing theory, that is the part of qualitative research, can also contribute to the refinement or expansion of existing theories by providing new perspectives, revealing previously unnoticed complexities, or highlighting areas where current theories may be insufficient or inaccurate. By examining the nuances and context-specific details of a phenomenon, researchers can generate evidence that supports, contradicts, or modifies existing theoretical framework. Proposing practical implications, qualitative research often yields actionable insights that can inform policy, practice, and intervention strategies. By exploring the lived experiences of individuals and communities, researchers can identify factors that contribute to or hinder the effectiveness of certain approaches, uncovering opportunities for improvement or innovation. The insights gained from qualitative research can be used to design targeted interventions, develop context-sensitive policies, or inform the professional practices of practitioners in various fields. Enhancing understanding and empathy as part of qualitative research promotes a deeper understanding of human experiences, emotions, and perspectives, fostering empathy and cultural sensitivity. By engaging with diverse voices and experiences, researchers can develop a more nuanced appreciation of the complexities of human behavior and social dynamics, ultimately contributing to more compassionate and inclusive society. So, grounded theory, if you talk about, is the generation of a theoretical model through the experience of observing a study population and developing a comparative analysis of their speech and behavior. Unlike quantitative research, which is the deductive and test or verifies an existing theory, grounded theory research is inductive and lends itself to research aimed at social interactions or experiences. In essence, grounded theory's goal is to explain how and why an event occurs, or how and why people might behave a certain way. Through observing the population, a researcher using the grounded theory approach can then develop a theory to explain the phenomenon of interest. Phenomenology is the study of the meaning of phenomena or the study of the particular. At first glance, it might seem the grounded theory and phenomenology are pretty similar, but the differences can be seen upon careful examination. At its core, phenomenology investigates experiences from the individual's perspective. Phenomenology is essentially looking into the lived experiences of the participants and aims to examine how and why participants behaved a certain way from their perspective. Well, herein lies one of the main differences between grounded theory and phenomenology. Grounded theory aims to develop a theory for social phenomena through an examination of various data sources. In contrast, phenomenology focuses on describing and explaining an event or phenomenon from the perspective of those who have experienced it. Now, if we talk of positivist versus post-positivist, we need to understand qualitative research in a different way. We must discuss positivist and post-positivist framework. Positivism is a philosophy that the scientific method can and should be applied to social and natural sciences. Essentially, positivist thinking insists that the social sciences should use natural science methods in their research. It stems from positivist ontology that there is an objective reality that exists that is wholly independent of our perception of the world as individual. Quantitative research is rooted in positivist philosophy, which can be seen in the value it places on concepts such as causality, generalizability, and replicability. Conversely, post-positivists argue that social reality can never be 100% explained, but could be approximated. Indeed, qualitative researchers have been insisting that there are fundamental limits to the extent to which the methods and procedures of the natural sciences credit be applied to the social world. And therefore, post-positivist philosophy is often associated with qualitative research. An example of positivist versus post-positivist values in research might be that positivist philosophies value hypothesis testing, whereas post-positivist philosophies value the ability to further formulate a substantive theory. Coming to constructivism, which is a subcategory of post-positivism, most researchers invested in post-positivist research are also constructivist, meaning they think there is no objective external reality that exists, but instead that reality is constructed. Constructivism is a theoretical lens that emphasizes the dynamic nature of our world. Constructivism contains that individuals' views are directly influenced by their experiences, and it is these individual experiences and views that shape their perspective of reality. Constructivist thought focuses on how reality is not a fixed certainty and how experiences, interactions, and backgrounds give people a unique view of the world. Constructivism contains, unlike positivist views, that there is not necessarily an objective reality we all experience. This is the relativist ontological view that reality and our world are dynamic and socially constructed. Therefore, qualitative scientific knowledge can be inductive as well as deductive. So, why is it important to understand the differences in assumption that different philosophies and approaches to research have? Fundamentally, the assumptions underpinning the research tools a research select provides an overall base for the assumptions the rest of the research will have. It can even change the role of the researcher. For example, is the researcher an objective observer, such as in positive quantitative work? Now, talking about qualitative research function as a standalone research design or combined with qualitative research to enhance our understanding of the world, qualitative research uses techniques including a structured and unstructured interview, focus group, and participants' observation, not only to help generally hypotheses that can be more rigorously tested with quantitative research, but also to help researcher delve deeper into the quantitative research numbers, understand what they mean, and understand what the implications are. Qualitative research allows researchers to understand what is going on, especially when things are not easily characterized. Quantitative research involves analyzing and gathering numerical data to uncover trends, calculate averages, evaluate relationships, and derive overarching insight. It's used in various fields, including the natural and social sciences. Quantitative data analysis employs statistical techniques for processing and interpreting numerical data. So, quantitative research relies on the structured tools such as surveys, polls, questionnaire to gather quantitative data. Using such structured methods help collect in-depth and actionable numerical data from the survey respondent, making it easier to perform data analysis. Quantitative research is conducted on a significant sample size, representing the target market. Appropriate survey sampling methods, a fundamental aspects of quantitative research methods, must be employed when deriving the sample to fortify the research objectives and ensure the reliability of the result. Close-ended questions specifically designed to align with the research objectives are a cornerstones of quantitative research. These questions facilitate the collection of quantitative data and are extensively used in data collection processes. Before collecting feedback from respondents, researchers often delve into previous studies related to the research topic. This preliminary research helps frame the study effectively and ensures the data collection process is well informed. Typically, quantitative data is represented using tables, charts, graphs, or other numerical forms. This visual representation aids in understanding the collected data and is essentially for rigorous data analysis, a key component of quantitative research method. One of the strengths of quantitative research is its ability to generalize results to the entire population. It means that the finding derived from a sample can be extrapolated to make informed decisions and take appropriate actions for improvement based on numerical data analysis. To enhance reliability, employing a standardized method enhance the reliability of the research findings, allowing other to replicate the study under similar condition. To provide insight and understanding, any research aims such things. The right methodology is crucial in achieving this objective effectively. These objectives underscore the importance of research methodology in conducting and evaluating effective research. With this, I conclude the discussion on the types of research, but in nutshell, I can say that there are basically two types of research: qualitative and quantitative. And we all know that qualitative is textual, while quantitative is numerical, statistical, mathematical. And these days, with the emerging area of interdisciplinarity, we have also the mixed method of research, that is the combination of qualitative and quantitative. Now, with this, I just conclude the discussion, and let us meet in the next lecture, on which I am going to explain epistemology in detail. Till then, thank you.